All right, hey everybody, welcome back to 15 Good Minutes. It's your guy, Coach B. And as always, I'm here with the A-Team. Gentlemen, how are we today? JR, what's happening, man?
Man, we living large here in Commander Land. Everything is good, bruh.
Kind of like a typical Commanders fan. We'll get right to that. Freddie, how you doing, buddy?
I'm well, and you?
I'm good. I'm good. I ain't singing no Commanders praises, but what we are gonna do this week.
Come on,
We're just 1 week into the second half of the NFL season, so we figured what we'll do today is just kind of go over, some of the things that we've seen first half of the NFL season, see what these guys think about it, and then at the end get some predictions for, maybe like who the MVP is going to be. So let's jump right into the AFC, Freddie. I'm gonna just kind of give you, each division. Talk a little bit about what you've seen so far. Let's start with the AFC East. It looks like right now Miami is in front 7-3. New York Jets right behind them at 6-3, along with Buffalo at 6-3, New England 5-4. Tight division, man. What are your thoughts on that division?
I think the division is probably one of the most surprising divisions in the NFL this year. That division, if you had to ask me prior to the season, I would have said the AFC West would have been, but definitely that AFC East, is very surprising. New England is still hanging around, scratching at people's kneecaps and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the Jets are a surprise. Miami is doing what I think people really expected them to do, to be honest with you. When you add, Tyreek Hill to the equation in Buffalo, they're being Buffalo, they stumbled this past weekend, but I think they'll get back on track.
I think that's a good point. I'll turn it over to you, JR, but I will say this, that the losses, to Freddie's point, in that division are still just great games. I mean, you look at how Buffalo, lost that last one, and they're pretty close. I mean, so JR, what have you seen with the AFC East this season?
I'm pretty much the same with Freddie. There's a lot of surprises. The Jets really surprised me. The Patriots are the only ones that are.
Patriots won't go away. To Freddie's point,
yeah, they won't. Yeah, they won't go away. They won't go away. But then it's not as easy as it used to be for them. The Bills surprised me. We know they were going to be good. But we didn't know they'd be like, what is that? What are they, like 7-2?
6-3. They're in third place. So they're
the Bills.
Yes. The Bills are actually behind the Jets.
The AFC East is good. I'm not a big fan of that division because I'm a Commanders guy. So, but
the AFC North is and I'm not really talking about so much Pittsburgh and Cleveland, but I like the top. I like what I'm seeing between Cincy and Baltimore. What are your thoughts? I mean, Baltimore's got the edge right now by a game, but I don't know. I think it's either one of them, but a lot of it's going to depend on how Ja'Marr Chase does or does not do. What are your thoughts on that division?
Cincinnati, I think that they have to look out. The Ravens have to look out for Cincinnati. I can't say much about the other guys, but those two guys, those two teams are playing well. And as long as Lamar keeps running and not get hurt, they're going to be tough to handle.
Freddie, you see any surprises there, or is the AFC North kind of going as you kind of thought it was going to go?
The AFC North is really going the way I would expect it, to be honest with you. Lamar is being Lamar. He hasn't had any real weapons on offense outside of the tight end. He still doesn't have any, but they're still chugging along. And I think that defense is starting to get healthy. They made the acquisition of Roquan Smith, who I think is going to help that defense tremendously. And I think that's so to me, that division is actually right where I think it should be. Pittsburgh is, in the crapper, I mean, it's
what are they like 3-6?
They beat Tampa. So yeah,
They got 3 wins. So Freddie, let me ask you this: Are you willing to if you look at the AFC South, are you just going to concede it and give it to Tennessee? Is anybody else in that division worth consideration?
Yeah, you go ahead and give it to Tennessee. Go ahead and give it to them.
Houston, I don't know what the hell they're doing. Jacksonville gives you sparks. I call them sparks.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're still a sort of kind of fun team to watch. And I don't know what's up with Indy. You change your staff mid-season. You bring in a guy that hasn't coached. You don't look at any of the other people that will just deserve. I get Irsay can do what he wants to do. That's his squad. I totally get that. So if you look at the last division in the AFC, JR, you got the West. Kind of interesting. The Chiefs are still in front. I think they're 7-2, but the Chargers are playing really well, and I'm not seeing much from Denver. And I don't know what to say about Vegas. They seem to be kind of all over.
They're a big surprise disappointment this year.
In what way?
It's because everybody expected them to do better. They supposedly got all the pieces that they needed, and they were ready to go.
Derek Carr has been exactly who he is, has always been. He'll show you, some wild plays here and there, but he cannot be trusted. The offensive line was suspect. The defensive line, you got Chandler Jones at one end that you paid him all his money. You got Max Crosby, he's been a stud, but they soft in the middle. The linebackers are trash. Their secondary is garbage.
JR, we're going to move to your division. You're a big Commanders guy. What are your thoughts on the NFC East?
Well, we got our Super Bowl in DC last night, but I think I'm not going to just say the Eagles are going to take it right away. I mean, they're playing good ball. They just had a bad night. I know that. We all know that.
What about those New York Football Giants are right there.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The Giants.
So as a division, are you satisfied with the competitiveness? And
yes, I am, and I'm like we said at the beginning of football season, we didn't think the Washington team was going to do anything, but I'm surprised with them as well. So
Freddie, do you have a surprise team in that division?
The surprise team in that division, that should be the Cowboys.
For me, it would be the Giants.
I think so.
Cowboys.
It would be the Cowboys for me because Dak was out 5 games, and a lot of people predicted them to go 0-5 or whatever the case may be, and they went 4-1, and so on that factor alone, I think that to me they would be the surprise team. The Giants, they're fool's gold.
They're 7-2. I have to look at them the same way I look at Minnesota. Everybody's trashing them, but they're 7-2. Freddie, we moved to the NFC North. Minnesota Vikings. Is that fool's gold? 8-1?
Yes, fool's gold.
Why?
They're fool's gold because I look at it in that division. That division, outside of them, is absolutely bad. Green Bay is bad. Yep, they beat the Cowboys, but Green Bay is bad. They're not going to make the playoffs. Chicago, Justin Fields had 2 great games, but they're 1-1. They can even beat Detroit. I don't think Minnesota. I think they have the pieces to go far, but I don't think that Minnesota would beat Philadelphia, a healthy Philadelphia. I don't think that they would beat a healthy Dallas. I don't think Minnesota would. I don't think a healthy Tampa. I don't think they would beat them. That's
so basically they won't go any further than winning their division, is what you're saying.
I don't think they would beat a healthy San Francisco.
JR, if I move over to the NFC South, Tampa squeaked by. They're actually now they have a team that's actually at 500. If we had done this report a week ago, the entire division was sub 500. They got a 5-5 team leading, followed by 4-6 Atlanta Falcons. Everybody else is still in that division. The other two are both 3-7. Any one of those teams step out at UJR as somebody that's going to break through? And if so, who?
I really don't see anyone. The Falcons, they may step up, but I really, between them and Tampa, I don't see anybody. I mean, it's sad to see New Orleans at what they are. But they got 6 losses or 7. And the Panthers, I still think they're still in quarterback turmoil. To really getting one that fits.
Yeah, they're going back to Baker this week.
Yeah,
So okay, fair enough. Freddie, is Tampa going to run away with that division?
I think they'll win the division, barring any major injury. But as much as I hate to say it, you cannot count out Atlanta. And I would say that for the simple fact, I think their schedule is probably a little bit easier than Tampa. Tampa has, Cleveland coming up. They're on bye week this week, but they have Cleveland coming up. They have San Francisco. They have New Orleans again. They have Cincinnati again. They have a tough stretch of games to where if they don't, tighten up on the offensive end, they could easily be, 5-7 or 5-8. They could easily be that.
Sticking with you, Freddie, let's wrap up with the NFC West. Does any one of those teams surprise you? Now, the Rams surprised me because 3-6. I didn't expect that. But when you look at the NFC West, who stands out to you as someone that got your attention?
I would say San Francisco. Okay. I'm loving the moves that they made with Christian McCaffrey. I think defensively, on the defensive line, they got a lot of, on the defense period, they got a lot of guys back. The only thing that would concern me is their secondary. Their corners are kind of suspect, but when you can get after people with just 4, that can kind of shield, that can shield you a little bit. But San Francisco is definitely standing out. If I was a betting man, I would bet on them. But for the worst part, I would say the Rams really have stuck out, in a bad way. I think it's a bad Super Bowl hangover.
JR, you look at the NFC West. Anybody surprise you? Anybody stand out?
That's just not really. I mean, the top 2 are to be expected. Seattle and the 49ers. The Rams are surprising, like you said, they're a disappointment.
I'll tell you this though, JR, and this is, when I look at that division, for me, I'm surprised not getting into individuals. One, I kind of wonder what the mindset is like of Jimmy G. They tried their damnedest to push him out, and he's the guy that's got them in it right now. And then when I look at Seattle, Geno's playing well.
He is
playing a lot better than his predecessor.
He's playing well. So I'm gonna throw this at you guys, and it's gonna end up being our question of the week. And I'll start with you, Freddie. I'm gonna give you 5 names that right now they say are the leading 5 for MVP if it was to happen right now. And I'm giving them to you in reverse order. So you listen to this too, JR, because I'm gonna come back to you. Number 5, Nick Chubb. Number 4, Geno Smith. Number 3, Justin Jefferson. Number 2, Tua Tagovailoa. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Agree with any one of those 5, Freddie, as your MVP this year?
No. My MVP, honestly, it would be Tyreek Hill.
All right, JR?
Tyreek.
With those 5, you think any of those 5 are going to be MVP for you, JR?
I'd like to say I think not. I think if Derrick Henry keeps running the way he's running for his team and saving them on first downs and stuff, I think he should be in that category because it's what you do for your team, right?
Yeah, and so for me, I see where Freddie's going, but I'm going Tua. Right now, if my vote was today, I mean, obviously having a weapon like Tyreek, no doubt about it, to Freddie's point, is a huge difference maker. But right now, I'm going to go with 2. I don't think it's going to be Patrick. I would not be mad if Justin Jefferson got it. You know what I mean? I would not be mad if Justin Jefferson eked in there and got it. So we're going to ask our audience, for those of you that watch the NFL, who would be your pick right now if the season were to end for MVP? It could be any one of the 5 that we mentioned or someone else, like in JR's case, he picked Derrick Henry, who wasn't currently on the list. Let us know at twitter.com 15 good minutes or right here at youtube.com/15 good minutes. That's all we got time for. Before we wrap up, Freddie, we're last weekend before Thanksgiving. You got anything to do before you get ready?
Hang up some pictures and stuff like that. That's about it. Marking time.
I hear you, JR. You got any special? We're gonna record again before Thanksgiving, but you got anything to do on this last weekend before?
I got stuff to do. I'm still working on getting all of this stuff out of my office and getting it into my shed, all my sports memorabilia, to try to make room for my new chair that I haven't put together yet. But I'm
not even going to tell the audience how long ago he bought this gaming chair. But I'm gonna leave it with that. So yes, audience, thanks you guys for rocking with us once again. We will come at you guys one more time right before Thanksgiving. But until then, everybody be safe. We will talk to you guys next week.